A lot of people have a vague notion that Dr. Evil in Austin Powers is based on Lorne Michaels, but they probably don't know that the origin goes back many years before that. The writer's room at SNL is a famously tension-filled, competitive place. You have these writers working all night, desperately trying to churn out comedy, and one of the ways they release the pressure is just goofing around and making fun of the boss, which is about as an American pastime as there is. Lorne, who knows about the way his writers make fun of him, likes to say that they don't do this that much in Canada because in Canada nobody's all that successful. It started really with Dana Carvey when he was a cast member, and he is a fantastic mimic, as everybody knows.
Could wear a tan down here, wouldn't be prudent.
He started doing these very loopy Lorne impersonations, and then the writer Robert Smigel started doing them too. And he would embellish his with a lot of kind of lip smacking, and he would come up with these preposterous Lorne-adjacent characters like Little Lorne Fauntleroy. He would like throw a little tantrum and stamp his feet and look at the sketches on the bulletin board on index cards and say, who am I going to make today and who am I going to break today? The interesting part of the Dr. Evil aspect of the Lorne impression is that Dana Carvey told me that when he went to see Austin Powers in the movie theater for the first time, Mike Myers as Dr. Evil, the Blofeldian bald-headed villain, walks on screen and starts talking, and Carvey just said, oh my God, that's my Lorne impression.
Oh hell, let's just do what we always do, hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage. Yeah?
It really is complete with the pinky to the mouth, which Dana incorporated into his impression because it was a time when Lorne was quitting smoking and biting his nails. There was a little bit of tension between Mike and Dana because Mike never asked permission to use the impression. But Dana Carvey remembers getting a lot of phone calls when that movie came out. You know, Adam Sandler calling him and saying, "Hey man, what's going on? That's your Lorne." And it was a little tense, but I think in the end of the day, everybody just knows that this is funny. It makes people laugh, and everyone's moved on. Another person in that group who was an early, brilliant impersonator of Lorne is the Canadian actor and writer Mark McKinney, who was a member of the Kids in the Hall, but started as a writer at SNL in the mid-'80s. And his Lorne, many people think, is the most devastatingly dead on. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, but he used to do it in the office, and he did it to greatest effect in the Kids in the Hall movie Brain Candy, where he played a dry CEO, a pharmaceutical CEO named Don Rorator, who was, he barely registered a pulse.
Where are we with that, Marv?
You mean the thing that you just mentioned just now?
Yeah.
Oh, we're on top of that, Don.
Good.
There was one story that a few people told me that the first time he saw the dailies, the daily rushes of the Brain Candy shoot, he saw that character that Mark McKinney was doing, Don Rorator, which was so clearly based on his mannerisms. And he turned to his longtime manager, Bernie Brillstein, and he said, "Is Mark doing me?" And Brillstein turned and said, "Yes, of course he's doing you." And Lorne said, "What should I do about it?" And Brillstein said, "You should get up and fucking applaud. You're the executive producer." And, you know, so I can't imagine Lorne, even strategy aside, ever making a fuss about things like that. He told me that at home he does impressions of everybody too. I've never seen him do it, but I'm sure he's good at it because he has a wide performer streak in himself. You could break down the Lorne impersonation into various categories. The most elementary aspect of it, and it's something that almost everybody does, is just to mimic the way he might, in conversation, will often go like, "Oh, no." He'll begin a response to something like, "Oh, no," especially when he agrees with you. Or he might, and this is something you see in Dr. Evil, somebody will say something and he'll just go, Right. You know, which could be dismissive or it could just be buying time. Another thing might be just his kind of peculiar, dry, quiet cadence. I say in the book at one point that sometimes when he talks in the kind of low, even register of a man announcing a golf tournament. And there's a sense of, if there's almost nothing you can tell him that he doesn't seem to already know. Like you'll say, you know, Warner Brothers just bought Paramount or something. He goes, no, I know. And so there are a lot of jokes about this proclivity. One of them was, somebody parodying Lorne taking a walk on the beach with his 2-year-old son. And this is just obviously fantasy parody, but the little boy goes, "Look, Daddy, the moon." And the Lorne response would be, no, we had the moon in the 70s. He is the man behind the curtain. He's the Wizard of Oz. And, you know, fans of the show know that he makes appearances as himself in sketches.
Steve, what's going on? Oh, we're gonna do our best tonight, Lorne. What? The show's on automatic pilot. I don't even come in until Saturday.
I think over time, that character has become as defined, indelible, funny as any of the other stock characters on the show. You know, the Lorne Michaels character is like Church Lady. He's like Rosanna Dana. He's like Stefan. He's just one of the characters.
Then go, Steve, go, and do a great show!
On the subject of Lorne impersonations, I remember once asking Alec Baldwin, I said, "Who do you think does the best Lorne?" And he said, "Lorne."